are hot, so of course. Today we are going to make a delicious dessert. It will be a showstopper, fantastic, and amazing looking dessert that won't be too hard to make. So let's give it a try. And I would like to extend an invitation to any men out there to make this for Valentine's Day. And also make it a point to make Valentine's Day about the lady. Let's celebrate the love, but the men make the effort. Whether or not you take them out on a beautiful date to a wonderful restaurant and not do this recipe, or if you have a at-home intimate dinner that you cook yourself, give this one a try if you do stay home. Or if you just want to surprise her in the future. But also, ladies, this is a delicious dessert that you could definitely make for that special someone. Okay, let's get started. For this recipe, you will need 1 teaspoon melted butter, 2 tablespoons sugar, 1/3 cup semi-sweet chocolate chips, 1 tablespoon butter, 1 tablespoon flour, 4.5 tablespoons milk, a pinch of salt, 1 egg yolk, 2 egg whites, a pinch of cream of tartar, and 1 tablespoon sugar. You will need also some powdered sugar for garnish. This is optional, but I'm going to use that. And just so you know, I got this recipe from All Recipes and Chef John's recipe. If you ever want to, check him out. He's really good. Okay, so we need to preheat the oven before we start anything. Set it to 375 and then get a ramekins. You want something with a straight edge, and if it has this little bump out, it's even better. So we are going to use some melted butter to grease this. And so you want to get all over in it and continue to do it with the other one. And you want to get everywhere, so go over it several times. You can use your fingers if you want to, but you don't want a spot to be missing because it will pull down the souffle as it raises up. And then I'm just going to brush the edge of it too, so as it comes up, it doesn't stop and hit that edge. Now, add some sugar, and just like you would flour a cake pan, which I don't know, a lot of people don't flour them nowadays, but it definitely helps. So if you know that process, the exact same way here with the sugar, just make sure you've coated everything. Okay, and it does show that I did not get that ridge very well. Okay, so on the next one, I'm gonna make sure I've gotten this ridge really well. Going to coat that way it really releases from the side as it rises up. And we are going to eventually need a little baking sheet. You don't have to have this down, but if anything was to go over, this helps to just keep it really clean. And so you want one the size of this. It can be a lot bigger. If you have a really big one, it's fine. But that way these are ready once we get our batter ready. Okay, let's move on. Add water to a pan. We are going to heat up the water. Okay, the water is boiling. We're going to turn that off, and we are going to put a metal pan over the top. And we are going to add these chocolate chips. Let's see, while they melt, we are going to start melting the butter. Okay, in a fry pan, do this maybe on a medium heat. Add the tablespoon of butter. We're going to melt the butter completely. Add the flour. Keep stirring that until you don't see any lumps. Oh, I forgot to touch. And whisk it around. Keep whisking until you don't see any lumps. Make sure you turn down to low. And then now we are going to add the milk. And we're going to whisk this until it thickens up. So with the chocolate chips, they have melted, and I'm gonna add Mix this together. Now, let's whisk our egg whites. You need a clean metal pan or glass. You don't want a plastic bowl. Add your egg whites. Do you know what? Hold it. I forgot to add the egg yolk. Add in the egg yolk and whisk until combined. Now we are going to go back over to here. Okay, to this we are going to add some cream of tartar, just that little pinch. That will help stabilize the egg yolk. Add the sugar a little at a time. So you want to whisk that in. Maybe add the other half or part. I'm going to add it in 3 stages here. I'm going to add the rest of that. So keep whisking until it forms peaks that mound up kind of like shaving cream would. Oh, see how that stays in a really loose, I think this is the texture we're going for. We're going to add about 1/3 of this into it. And we're going to just work this in. We are going to fold in the rest of these, so I'm not going to use this whisk anymore. I'm just all the bits of chocolate out of it. I'm going to stir this around just a little bit. And actually, let's bring this back over with us. So we don't need that heat under it at all. And this you want to fold in until you don't see any difference in color. You don't want any of the white of the egg yolk in there. So as soon as it's at that point, we want to stop folding because you want it to stay light and airy with those egg whites. So you just go under, scrape it over, just keep doing that motion as you incorporate the egg white into the chocolate. But you do kind of want to turn it as you're combining these together. Keep folding and turning. See how we're getting more of a uniform color. Just want to keep doing that. Maybe I'll go right in the middle to get off some of the egg white that's stuck on the spatula. I'm going to do a couple more turns, but I think we're about there. We're going to get out our prepared ramekins. Just want to divide it evenly. You want to bring it up to about that first little rim. Well, that is a massive difference. All right, these are not quite as full as what I would want. We are going to wipe away these little splatters. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of butter back into that area. All right, now we're going to put it on our tray. We are going to put it in the oven until it rises about 12 to 15 minutes. Okay, let's take these out of the oven, and then these will start to fall immediately. So you want to serve them as soon as possible. Here it is, super delicious, and it's really amazing looking how it rises up. These are hot, so of course, well, it's starting to fall now. Let me just dig in right away, I guess. Do you see how it's just kind of that fluffy? Oh, I forgot to garnish. So it should be looking like that. Oh boy, we are just having fells everywhere. That looks beautiful. Not the most glamorous end, but if you make this, it will be a glamorous end to a very wonderful dinner that you took time to prepare. Make sure you do serve this hot, don't burn yourself, and enjoy.